Conditional statements in Python. If something is true, run this code. If it is not true, run this code instead. That's it, thank you for watching. Well,
there's a little more than that.
That is, though, the basic idea of conditional statements. In programming, we often want a code to make decisions based on certain conditions. That's where conditional statements come into play. Think of them as digital forks in the road that allow our programs to choose between different paths depending on the situation. Imagine you're a computer program trying to decide what to wear based on the weather outside. If it's sunny, you want to wear a t-shirt and shorts. But if it's rainy, you'd rather wear a raincoat. Here's a simple example of how to use conditional statements in code. We first declare the variable temperature and set it to 25. We then use an if statement to check if the value of the variable temperature is greater than 20. If it is, run the code underneath. In this case, it would print, "It's a warm day, wear shorts" to the terminal. If the first option is not met, then it would go to the else statement and print, "It's cold, wear a jacket" to the terminal. Notice how there are only two possible options. This is always the case if you have an if, then an else. It checks if the condition next to the if statement is met. If it is not met, then it will automatically run the code next to the else statement. Run the code, and you can see "It's a warm day, wear shorts" is printed to the terminal. Change the temperature to 10, and it'll print "It's cold, wear a jacket" to the terminal. If you set the value of temperature to 20, then it'll run the code underneath the else statement, as 20 is not greater than 20.
Alright, what's up with these indentations and stuff?
Great question. Now that we've seen a basic example of a conditional statement, let's dive into how we structure these statements properly. This is very important, so pay close attention. Take a look at this if statement that we were working with. Notice that we start with the if keyword, followed by a condition, then a colon. This colon is like a gateway, indicating that what comes next is a block of code that will be executed if the condition is true. But here's the thing. Python doesn't rely on curly braces like some other languages. Instead, it uses indentation to define code blocks. Every line indentated after the colon belongs to the if statement. The same logic applies to the else statement. Let's say we mess up the indentation, like this. Python won't understand which code belongs to the if statement. It'll produce an error, not allowing your code to run. We then indent this line of code, and the error disappears. Up next, let's quickly go over comparison operators, as they are crucial when it comes to conditional statements. If you're already familiar with this topic, you can skip ahead to the timestamp on the screen. We already used a comparison operator earlier in the video when we checked if the temperature was greater than 20. So that's the first comparison operator, the greater than symbol. Our next comparison operator, the greater than or equal to symbol. It is checking if whatever is on the left of the symbol is greater than or equals to whatever is on the right. Let's set the number of apples to 3. The if statement here would run, since it is checking if the number of apples is greater than or equal to 3, and of course 3 is equal to 3. This is the less than symbol. As you might guess, it is checking if whatever is on the left is less than whatever is on the right. This is the less than or equal to symbol. It is checking if whatever is on the left is less than or equal to whatever is on the right. Second last, we have the equal to symbol. Notice how there are two equal signs, as opposed to the single equals you are used to seeing. This is because the single equal sign is for assignment, such as when we assign temperature the value of 20. A double equal sign is for comparison, such as seen with the statement, "If temperature double equals 20. This is checking if the temperature equals 20, and is not assigning temperature the value of 20. Last but not least, we have the not equal to symbol. This is checking if whatever is on the left does not equal to whatever is on the right. With that in mind, let's move on. Here's a problem to solve. You're creating a program to determine if a person is eligible to get a discount at a store. They have to be a student or they have to be a senior citizen. Create variables isStudent and isSenior and set them to false. Recall that we are setting this variable to a Boolean, which is just a true or false statement. To solve this problem, we can create two if statements, like this. But there's a way more efficient way. That is by using the OR keyword. This way, we can have two possible conditions that can be met in one if statement. If we want to check if a Boolean variable is true, we can just type the name of the variable after the if statement. In this case, the variable is called isStudent. We can then use the OR keyword to check if isSenior is set to true. If they are not a student or a senior, then sadly they don't get a discount. If we wanted our condition to check if a Boolean variable is false, then we would just type the not keyword in front of the variable name after the if statement. If we want to make it so both conditions have to be met in order for the if statement to run, then we can replace the OR keyword with the AND keyword. Of course, in this situation it wouldn't make sense as someone is probably not going to be a senior citizen and a student, but it's still good to know. We're almost at the finish line. Just one more important concept we need to learn. Up until now, we only had two options with our conditions. Either the if statement condition or conditions are met, and we run the code underneath. Or if they're not met, we automatically go to the else statement and run the code underneath that. This all changes with Elif. Elif is just a contraction of else if. What we can do now with these Elif statements is if the first condition is not met, in this case the score would have to be greater than or equal to 90, which it is not, we can check another condition. In this example, the other condition we are checking is if the score is greater than or equal to 80. If this condition is met, then we run the code underneath, which in this example is what happens. Note: the Elif condition will only be checked if the if statement condition is not met, and the else statement will only run if the Elif statement and the if statement conditions are not met. Okay, for real this time, this is the end.